Welcome to podcast 22, and today we're gonna talk about what to do when you don't feel like following God, because it it happens a lot. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes following God, you just don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like, bro, this sucks, bro. I don't want to do this. And sometimes the more you think through it, you kind of get to that conclusion where you're like, dude, is this even worth it, bro? Like, am I just an idiot? And if you think that, I want you to know that you're not alone. And today we're going to talk about how to get through that. So, number one, don't go back to where you were before, right? So if you're in that point where it's like you don't know what to do and you're just kind of standing there but you're still trying to follow God, and you feel like, dang, I had to get rid of all this stuff just to be standing here and do nothing. Don't go back to your sin. That's a fun fact. Please don't do that. Trust me, it will not fix the problem. It will make it worse. Now, following God and letting Him change you, it's super hard. And the hardest part for me, it's been obedience, right? Because for me, obedience is something that I don't know how the other people do it, but for me, it's I hate it. I want to do my own thing. I really do. Deep down inside, I do. And you have to be honest to God about it. You can't be like, yo, God, I can't wait to serve God and be a good person. There's no way, bro. Maybe yes for you, but you have you have to be honest with God and be like, yo, God, I be honest, I do not want to do what you say, and I kind of want to do my own thing. Please help me through that. And it sounds like an insult to the face, and it kind of is, but it's you have to be honest with God, because he can, he can handle that. You know what I'm saying? And maybe obedience isn't something you struggle with, but for me, it's I expect Him to tell me where to go, and Bauer, I need you to go to Dollar Tree, do a backflip, and then an angel is gonna appear, or I don't know, something like that. Trust, and then 30 million people are going to get baptized in Dollar General or something. You know what I'm saying? I that sounds stupid, but I kind of expect, God to tell me what He wants me to do. You know what I'm saying? But that's not always going to happen. And it requires a lot of trust and patience, because oftentimes it's it just doesn't go the way you want it to, right? For me, right, I have all these crazy ideas of cool things I want to do. I used, last year, I used to be into game developing and stuff like that, and it was always the next big idea. I would hop from one idea to another one, and I've been doing that for years. But recently, past 2 months, yeah, I feel ever since I started, we started this podcast, it's been yeah, I don't know what the next big idea is, and I'm just kind of sitting here. And I expect God to answer, but I don't see squat happen. I get pissed off. Oh my gosh, he used language. Yeah, I'll be honest, going back to your sin is probably the dumbest thing I've done. And you understand that too. But if you're in that place where you kind of turned around, you got pissed off at God and you purposely did something stupid, number one, be honest with God. Be like, yo, God, I think this was a dumb idea. Please forgive me. I'll come back. You have to, confess your sin and be like, yo, God, I kind of screwed this junk up, bro. And, I'll admit, you have to be patient with God. And that's the hard part. I feel yeah, it's easy to do all this. For me, I feel I don't want this podcast to make me, oh, I'm such a religious guy. Holy cow, I'm such a good person. If this is not the point of the podcast. The point of this podcast is to help people out. There's probably people out there that are in the same situation that I'm in right now, and they probably need this to help them out or something. Because it's very easy to think that you're alone with this. That you're the only one that's struggling with their walk with God. And I want you to know, whoever you are, bro, I'm going to dap you up, right now. Because, that's exactly where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? It's oh, no one understands what I'm going through. I wish they knew. Bro, if you, you're not alone if you think that. like, no one said following God's gonna be easy, and it's super hard when everyone else doesn't seem to care as much, right? But we have talked about, like, the dangers of self-righteousness and all of that. I forgot, it might have been, like, podcast 17 or something. I don't remember, but, you know, like, I don't want, like, I try to do this. I want to do a podcast every day, but low-key, I really don't want to do this, bro, at all. Like, it's like, sometimes, following God is kind of boring, you know what I'm saying? But, and then, I feel like that's the one reason why I fell into sin, which, like, recently, was because I got bored. I was like, yo, God, this kind of sucks, bro. Like, I've been patient for long enough. Like, and I end up doing something stupid. And then I, I have consequences later, right? Yeah, basically, yeah, don't go back to your sin if you're being, like, waiting on God and stuff. That's, like, a horrible idea. Don't do that. Yeah, so, moving on. When you don't feel like following God, right? Yeah, we already talked about, don't go back to your sin. That's number one. Number two, it's very easy to get bitter, right? So don't get bitter. That's number two. Now, when things don't go the way we want them to in life, we have a tendency to, like, get pissed off, and, you know what I'm saying? And, look, like, if you think, oh, man, I have to hold everything together, bro, like, or else the world's gonna end. Like, if you, like, you're not alone with that, and I'm not trying to glaze or anything, right? But, like, you know what I'm saying? God understands. He understands that, you know what I'm saying? Because he did it himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it is very easy to grow bitter and be a doomer, you know what I'm saying? And look at everything negatively, like, oh man, God's gonna come back in 5 seconds and we're all gonna die. Like, I'll be honest, bro. During this podcast, I've kind of felt like, I've kind of had that mindset where, like, if I don't lock in with God, I'm going to die, and, like, right now, and that isn't wrong, right? But it's like the wrong mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, perfect love drives out fear. You know what I'm saying? Like when you fear God, you kind of, like, respect Him. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta love Him, right? And that it's hard, and, like, there's a lot of, like, gray areas, like, that the Bible doesn't really cover. Like, oh, should I eat this food or not, or should I eat? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we'll go into that, like, gray areas in the Bible in a different podcast. But, like, for me, yeah, like, back on topic, right? Yeah, it's very easy to get bitter, and you have to bring it. You have to bring it to God, okay? And He's not gonna give you the answer immediately, okay? Maybe He does, maybe He doesn't, but it's hard, bro. Like, it really is. I wish it was easy, but if it was easy, then everyone else would be doing it. Like, I say all these crazy stuff on this podcast, bro, and then I watch people do whatever they want, and sometimes, I admit, I do get jealous a lot, and I wouldn't do that either. Bible does talk about being jealous of evil people, and I don't remember where I got this analogy from, but like, imagine being set free from prison, and then as you're walking, like, at this beautiful, beautiful garden, right? You're walking out of prison, bro. You see the beautiful landscape, and then you turn around, and then you look at the prison inmates, like, playing basketball in the courtyard, and then you get pissed off because you're not playing basketball, and then you kind of just, like, watch them play basketball, and you miss out on your freedom. Like, that, I don't remember where I got that, but it was from somewhere. But, like, we often do that, and when I mean we, I mean I, because I definitely do that, and I'm no better than anybody at all, okay? I'm a like, there's no such thing as a good Christian, guys. I wish there is not, right? It's not about religion, it's about relationship. Anyways, right, so that analogy, sometimes you just gotta, like, you walk away, but Yeah, that's like number 2. Yeah, don't become bitter. If you're free, whoever the Son sets free is free indeed. So like it's very easy to become bitter. So yeah, bring it to God. And now we're moving on to number 3 of what to do when you don't want to follow God. Keep following God. That's number 3, guys. And the crazy thing is like the deeper you get with God, and like when you try to back out, you realize you can't without taking a blue pill, bro. Like for example, if you've been a Christian and like you've been taking God seriously for a while and like you're really close to him, and then you think about maybe if I become an atheist, I can do whatever I want, right? Trust me, that's a dumb thing to do. Please don't do that. Like you got to realize that having a relationship with God, that's like like winning the Mega Million lottery, bro. That like the creator of the universe, bro. Like I tell you, it's so easy to say, "Oh, it's the creator of the universe is worth everything," and then like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. Can I see him?" No. Okay. Like if I'm not trying to like diss God, but like you know what I'm saying, but like sometimes yeah, it's like we wish to see God right now, and we can't, right? But right. I can't see the potter, but I do see the clay, and I do see the pots. So I can just assume that there's a person that made the pots, right? And I'm sitting in my closet in my house right now. And that's why the audio sounds like I'm in a box. Okay, you can probably tell by now. Yeah, I can obviously tell that somebody built this, but I never saw him, so I guess it didn't happen. And you might think, oh yeah, you can believe that. No, I don't believe. Like what? I mean, yeah, right, but it doesn't change that it's still there. Okay. Anyways, now I don't think we really went into apologetics, in this podcast. I don't really think I want to. Like, I think arguing with people is kind of stupid. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it doesn't go anywhere. But it is kind of. Anyways, now back on topic. Yeah. Remember, when it comes to boredom with walking with God, like I want you to know that like there's boredom itself isn't bad, you know what I'm saying? But like it is hard cuz like you want the answers now. You want them right now. And for me, I can explain myself. It's like when I don't see no results, bro, I tend to make results. Like like I tend to make results, bro, if I don't see results, bro. Holy. For example, right? I don't think we've covered gluttony as a sin that much, and I kind of do want to cover that, so we might cover that next podcast. And I'm probably gonna upload 2 in a day, and I'd probably not touch it for another week until I feel like, until I feel like it. Yeah, trust. Okay. But it's like you would think, oh yeah, this guy's gonna it says he's gonna publish every day, so this podcast no. Like I'll be honest, like I honestly don't know, bro. Like, I wish, but maybe we'll see. But I know that, like, I can say this for myself that I try to be like really open and honest on this podcast because now, obviously, if you're not a Christian, it's gonna sound kind of weird, and if that's you, I want you to know that, like, I completely understand that. Okay, of course, it sounds weird, right? It's like, yeah, imagine watching a video backwards. Well, yeah, of course you're not going to understand it until you reverse the video, okay? So, of course you're not going to understand who God is like unless you get to know him, all right? And that's hard because, like imagine your life as like a jar, right? And we tend to put in all the tiny stuff first, and then when we get to God, we're like, oh, dang it, bro, he's not going to fit, bro. We're going to have to size him down, or we're going to just have to leave him out. Now, I'll tell you, you should not size God down so he fits in. You should, you know what I'm saying? Like, we tend to like, all right, this is just religion, okay, whatever. I can fit this in. Yeah, God takes the whole jar, buddy. He takes the whole jar, all right? And that's hard. It really is hard. And the only way to fit him in the jar is to give him the jar so he can fit himself in it. Because you cannot, you can't do it. You have to surrender everything, and it's hard. And surrender, yeah, it makes you uncomfortable, and because it does to me too. And it's a choice. It's a daily choice. You have to choose to follow him daily. And yeah, you're gonna still make mistakes, and it's hard, and sometimes it seems boring, right? But what I do find refreshing sometimes is by doing what I know I should do. So it is refreshing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, back on topic, right? When you're bored, I'll admit that it's very easy. Yeah, I mean, we talked about, what was it? Going back to sin was number 1. Becoming bitter was number 2. So, number three is, so sometimes, you know what I'm saying, when you've been patient for so long that you feel like you have the right to do number 1 and 2, which we talked about earlier in this podcast. You know what I'm saying? There's people in the Bible. We've talked about this before, and we talked about patience too, but there's people in the Bible that had to wait forever just and they had no idea. Like, you got Joseph, right? He got sold into slavery, and then he got accused of rape, and then he got thrown in jail for a long time, and then God raised him up, right? And Noah, right? God said, go build a boat, bro, and he built a boat for treasure. Oh, hold on, I need to stop. Yeah, that was a Roblox reference. Oh my gosh, that's so tough. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? He had no idea. He just did it, right? He built a boat. It was 3 football fields or something. I should know this. I have a Bible right here. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I want to see. I think. Yeah. Anyways, back on topic. While I find how it might have been 3 football fields. I think 3 football fields long or something. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? The point is that these guys were patient, right? Even when their circumstances didn't seem like it, right? Like Job, especially him. He lost everything, and yet he was still locked in. And I'll admit, it's super easy. It's understandable. It really is. I'm saying, to get mad when, yeah, you're right. Your relationship with God's not always going to be. It's not based on your feelings. It's not based on your circumstances. It's based on God's word. It's based on what He said. Right? That's what it's based on, and you have to be honest with Him, with how you feel. Okay, and you have to be honest with Him. God, I don't want to do what you say you want me to do because it sucks and I don't want to do it. But Lord, please help me do it anyway, even though I don't want to do it. Give me the desire to do what you want, even when I think it's stupid, okay? You can be honest with God. You can pray a prayer like that. And yeah, the words aren't going to, you have to be honest with Him. You have to be truthfully honest. Don't just copy and paste that prayer. That's not going to do anything. You have to be honest, all right? And that's hard. It really is. So, yeah, hopefully this podcast helped you out. Now, you probably still, the end of this podcast, you're probably like, yeah, bro, this did not help me at all, bro. This just made it worse. If you think that, look, bro, I've had the same, I be watching those Christian influencers, and, shout out to them, they're peak. But, holy, this didn't help my problems. I mean, you have to learn that your relationship with God, it's not based on what other people say. It's based between you and God. That's the whole point, right? And it's harder because, I don't know about you, but, have you ever, called your friend on the phone versus, you seeing him in person? That's kind of what prayer is, you know what I'm saying? When you pray, imagine, calling God and just talking to Him, right? Now, it's hard because you would much rather see Him in person. Like I would love to see my friends in person. I would do anything for that, right? And it's still fun, but it's not as fun when I'm on the phone with my friends because I would rather be with them in person, right? Like anybody could relate to that. Now, imagine being in person with God, okay? Now, the more you think about it, yeah, you'd be like, yeah, that'd be so much cooler, right? Like, I mean, but you can, right? You just have to meet up with them. And that's the hard part because he's he's everywhere. He is, you know what I'm saying? Like, God is omnipresent. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, God is everywhere, okay? And you can talk to God whenever you want, right? Like you be honest with him, right? Um yeah, and like being bored with your walk with God, like you're not we've said this like 5 times, but you're not alone with that. And even so, like you have to trust that he has a better plan in mind, right? And the hardest part for me was giving up control because I always want to be in control of what I do. I want to be in control of everything. Like, I don't know, it's something I love. And when I'm not, I get pissed off. And that's part of the reason why I sinned in the first place, because it's like, no, screw you, God, I'll do it my way. And trust me, it doesn't work. Like, I'll be honest, it anything outside of God is just stupid, okay? Like, God doesn't, when God's in control, things work out. But it's just not going to be the way, look, it just doesn't happen, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to trust that he knows better, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine, when I was a kid, right? My dad, taught me how to ride my bike, right? And when I was older, right, he told me not to go on this road because I could get hit by a car and die, right? And I was like, yeah, screw you, I'm going to do it anyway, right? And that's kind of what sin is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, God's like, yeah, don't commit adultery, don't do this, don't do that. And you're like, why would I listen? Because it sounds so stupid, bro. And then you watch what happens when other people don't listen and they get punished, right? It's like, it's sin, right? There's like, imagine, yeah, you throw a wrench in the car engine. Of course, that's not gonna help the engine out at all. And God knows what's best for what he created. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure the builder of the house knows what's best for the foundation and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he built the house. He knows it best. And we often forget that God knows us better than we do ourselves. And when we forget that, we tend to think that we got a better idea than what he has in mind. You know what I'm saying? So, basically, to sum this podcast up, when you're bored with your walk with God, don't return to your sin. And if you do, that's okay. Just repent and don't live in it, because trust me, it's gonna spread into other areas of your life. And I'm saying this out of experience. Please don't do that. And you're not alone, because everyone struggles with this that try to live a godly life. Okay, it's not easy, because if it was, everyone would do it. Number two, it's very easy to think that you're missing out when everyone else is doing their own thing, right? And just like that analogy with, like, the prisoners playing basketball in the court while the guy who's freed from prison is just looking inside and wishing he was back in prison. Like, imagine wishing you were back in prison, bro. Like, what? And that's like, oh, man, I miss being addicted to porn. Like, what? Like, and it sounds stupid, but like, it's the mindset that all of us tend to be in. It's like, dang it, I wish I struggled with this. Like, do you not remember what you did to get out of it? Like, what? And I don't know. It's our desire. It's our desires that, like, entice us and drag us away. It says that somewhere in the New Testament. But it's like you got to remember that God set you free, and it might be tempting to fill in the gaps with sin again, because, like, this might not be for you, but for me, it happens, right? And you have to remember what God did to get you out of there, so that you don't go back. And I'll admit, all right. Anyways, I keep stretching this podcast, bro. Holy. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Hopefully this helped you out, guys. I need to try to, like, keep these podcasts shorter, maybe, like, 10 minutes, because I know that it's a pain in the butt to listen to a 30-minute podcast, because I'm impatient, and I got, like, 5-second, like, attention span, bro. Like, I literally... Like, I don't even know if I could listen to my own podcast, bro. I'd probably get bored somehow. Anyways, we're going to talk about... We're probably... In the future, we're going to talk about doom scrolling and a bunch of other stuff, and how, if you're struggling with this, I want you to know that I am too, and I'll tell you what I try to do to cope with it. Oh, wow.